very end. I believe it's the... Is it that will get moved on to the next phase? Or...
I think it's the top two. Oh, it looks like we have our racers off and going. They're splitting up their starting locations. First item is just money out of the house.
Yeah, ALTTP seems to be going to the Sanctuary first, and DemonRHK started at... And moving south to the dam first to pick up 2 items. After that, he'll probably warp to the Sanctuary, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see about that. In general, what is your preference as far as your starting?
I prefer to start out in the Sanctuary and go the way that ALTTP is currently going. This, like going south to get these 2 items, I prefer to do it when I can also do the Moldorm Cave. Well, it's interesting that Heffley's not going north into the Lost Woods either.
It kind of looks like he is kind of going back now. Maybe he just accidentally kind of forgot about that. I've done that a few times too.
Well, there was nothing in the first chest in the dam. See what we have out of the water. Waterlogged red rupee. Yep, that's about right.
That's just randomizer sometimes. Sometimes you just will get a lot of rupees early, but not really the items you need. But he has some good rupees he can use to buy some stuff from the Kakariko shop, or even the shop next to Link's house if he wants. He has enough for Bottle Vendor, so he has a great starting pool of rupees, at least of right now. It looks like he's going to the escape chest now, or the uncle's chest anyway.
It also looks like he's checking the tree pull. Yeah, let's see what we got out of the tree pull. Yep. Hey, a bunch of money. That's actually incredibly useful. And on Alan's screen, I noticed there was not much in the Lost Woods. The single arrow and a heart piece is not what you're looking for.
It may be the validation arrow, but I don't think that's going to be too helpful. At least right now, he does not have a bow, so I can understand him skipping on that.
But is his run still valid? He didn't collect the validation arrow.
True, he didn't collect it.
See what the uncle has?
I think there's another one. Oh, blue mail.
Ooh, and we got the flute in Blind's hut. That's very important. I'm sure Demon will be going to collect that very soon.
Play from Demon right here. My usual routing is definitely starting at Link's house and then checking those tree poles, and then warping to Sanctuary, going around to Lost Woods, seeing the lumberjack item, because not only are there tree poles if you find the items you need, but you can also get a bush item as well from the crab that lives under the bush and kind of near the lumberjack's house. So it's a good way to kind of get some rupees, maybe even some bombs before going to Kakariko, because there's a lot of walls you need to bomb to find some items in Kakariko.
Yes, that is definitely true. I follow the exact same pattern for the exact same reason. It's also very easy to trigger the tree pull using that signpost that Demon used.
Yes. The signpost will automatically kill the green guards, and I believe even the blue guards too, in just one hit.
ALTTP just picked up some bombs, had to buy them, but gotta do what you gotta do.
At this point, it's looking like, at least on Demon's end, that Houlihan Room may not be necessary. He does need to get like 100 more, and then maybe a few extras, since he does have to get the bottle vendor, and then maybe some bombs, but Houlihan may not be required in his case.
Oh, we have the Moon Pearl in the chicken coop. That's an interesting place for it. But yeah, the Houlihan Room, I've noticed that since they added in the last, I think it was a 300 rupee out of the Waterfall Fairy Cave, you don't really need it all that much anymore.
Only.
Just adding more rupees into the pool makes it much more rich.
Let's
see what we have in the waterfall.
It's definitely not shocked, because there are like 28 red rupees in the pool of chests you can open in this. So we'll be seeing a lot of those. Get some more bombs in the hut. And oh, there's the other mail upgrade.
They are going to be very well protected on this run. Looks like we just have a little bit of Demon rechecking what we've already seen Alan get.
So we can probably get some bombs from the shop right here.
It's interesting to note that if they would have gone for the gamble and jumped down the well, they would have found bombs. We have silvers in the back of Blind's hut, however. I'm still waiting for a map check from either of these players. So
Yeah, we don't have any of that yet. Bottle from the bottle vendor, vanilla. That's as vanilla as you can get right there.
Well, there are 4 of them to choose from, so...
Kid is going to give a...
Is this even randomized?
It's randomized. Well, the net is definitely not a required item, but it is a good item to have, especially if you have bottles, because that will allow you to get some fairies if you can find any, and it's a good safety to have. There are a few places where you can very quickly grab some fairies and just have them as if you happen to struggle against a boss or just die in the overworld.
I can't help but notice that Alan has exactly 0 rupees. That is incredibly... I don't think I've ever seen that other than at the beginning. There's usually just a random 1 or something.
At this point, not sure if ALTTP can use the fake flippers or the water walk stuff, but at this point, probably not going to be heading in that direction just because he does not have any rupees for Zora at this current time.
I'm interested to see if he goes with the bomb strats for the mini Moldorm cave off of here, because he doesn't have a sword or hookshot or anything to use.
Yeah, that is what he is probably going to have to use. Bombs can be a bit risky just because, they're on a timer and the Moldorms move pretty erratically. But if you try to pick up a bomb and just kind of hold it for a bit before you throw it, you can usually get some accuracy, and there's actually 2 Moldorms together that if you're lucky enough, you can actually get both of them with just 1 bomb. It looks like he's going to get the first one.
Moldorms are being surprisingly cooperative. Oh, there they are.
Oh, not there, though. Okay.
Oh, there we go. He got both
Nice.
of the second one.
All right. Bomb drop if he makes it over there. And ooh. There he goes. Okay, so we got one back. He got one back from that one that he lost.
I think everybody has fallen there at least once. Oh, we have the hammer from the nice guy in the cave. And
the
some gloves.
Dark World time. Well, maybe not now, but it is definitely in their future.
Yeah, both of those being required items this early is very helpful, especially since one of them is an actual weapon.
The hammer is very, very good. Not only can it break obstacles, but it's a really, really good makeshift sword because it actually does tempered sword damage. So a lot of enemies will pretty much be one-shot, especially this early in the game. So it's a very, very good item to have this early.
Yeah, I can't honestly think of any light world enemies that don't get one-shot by the hammer.
Is Demon actually gonna gamble that this is an item he needs, or did he just want to get the rupees for Zora?
It looks like it was a gamble because he said, "Oh, I don't want that."
Yeah.
I mean, that is a play you can take to save a decent amount of time if you just say, "Well, if it's something I need it," they might waste the time checking it first.
Very, very true. It is also very nice that they have the flute this early because they won't have to really worry about doing saving and quitting so much because they can just use the flute to kind of get in the general area that they need to go into. So always very nice to have that early.
I'm going to be interested in seeing if either of them try to fake flipper up to the Waterfall Fairy because they can get the Waterfall Fairy with the flippers and the Moon Pearl, or with the Moon Pearl.
And as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, ALTTP does not have enough rupees yet. He could get lucky in these next few locations and find the rupees he needs to get the Zora item. But if he does not find those, he may have to come back later to see what that Zora item is.
Yeah, it looks like we have the heart piece up on the ledge. Not very useful. Probably aren't going to come back and get that.
His power glove and his hammer from this.
Oh, I thought he was going to forget to talk to the guy and get the hammer there for a second.
I have actually done that once, and it is not a good feeling.
Oh, that's rough. I wouldn't be surprised if Demon goes and fake flippers up, because he can pay for Zora.
So that will probably be something he does. Oh, and there's those 300 rupees that Alan had actually never gotten yet. So I think he might actually be going back down to do that, unless no, he could be going for Desert. Oh no, he's going for Dark World actually.
He's going to Hype Cave. He figured Light World Hype Cave had a bunch of hype in it. Hopefully the Dark World does too.
Yeah, definitely. A bad call. It's very close to your starting position, and then if you get something to progress, you can. If you don't, you can just save and quit really quick and go out too. So
yeah, and there are a lot of items to get there.
Items specifically. We have more rupees. Sword. Okay, this is no longer a swordless run. Another bottle too.
We can have the B strats now.
This is for Group B after all, so this is the B Torp group. And successfully gets his fake flippers. He's going to check these items, and then after that, we'll see if maybe... Okay, he is going back. He is going to go to the waterfall.
We get to see what the life lesson from Zora is now. We're also getting a pyramid check from Alan.
That one Zora that shoots fireballs at you right there. That one always makes me nervous. I've died so many times to that Zora just because of weird positioning coming out of that waterfall or that water portal.
Well, it looks like the waterfall fairy had nothing but a little bit of love and some arrows.
Yep. Now we get to see the water walk.
I love the water walk. It's just so cool. You're just like, whoa, what? Huh?
I like trying to maximize the amount of deep water squares I can walk on, since you do actually walk faster on the deep water spots. So maximize and see how fast you can go through here.
I'm guessing it reduces the lag because you have less sprite. I guess that makes sense, huh?
Yeah. Little wading pool under you when you're on the shallow water.
Well, you pay 500, you get 300 back. That's actually not the worst deal I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely not. It seems like our runners, both of them, are doing pretty well for rupees right now, though. Alan needs to be a little careful.
Half a heart. That's a little scary going up this way.
The thing is, if he got hit by the actual sprite of that enemy, he would have died. But I think the rock is what mitigated that damage, so got kind of lucky right there. Looks like Demon is going into the back part of the escape section. Gonna see what's inside these 3 chests right here.
This is an interesting piece of routing from both players. The early Dark World play is very, very interesting. I've never seen it go this early, where you can just go through pretty much the entire lower Dark World.
Hmm. Definitely, and especially checking a out-of-a-wake location like Catfish right there, too.
Oh, we got Demon doing a dark room escape. This is not the easiest thing to do because you have to hit that key rat.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be curious to see if Alan makes the same play into the dark room, since neither one of them have a lamp yet.
Has a sword at least. I feel like it's a lot easier to do this with the sword, even to just hit that rat as well.
Yeah, plus you can use the animation of holding the sword out to figure out where in the room you are exactly. Yeah, he's not even going in there.
I don't blame him. It's definitely kind of rough to do dark rooms, and the Lantern can be found relatively early, I feel like, in these versions, and if you can't find it early, well, you don't, because it's not going to really be pointing to progression at that point. So just gotta find some other locations to take care of. It looks like Alan is going to be taking out the first half of Escape, so we'll see a lot of treasures from that side.
Yeah, wasn't that where one of the mail upgrades was? Like, they're basically just rehashing what the other one's done now.
Yeah, which is generally how a lot of these races go at first, just because different routing, the beginning routing is really, really open. Not intended because it's open mode, but yeah, there's a lot of different things you can check and a lot of different places you can explore.
But with V26, I've always noticed that it condenses down to where you wind up where you have like 1 or 2 places left to check. And if you forget one of them, you're just going to be hosed.
V26 also seems to also prioritize dungeons a lot for items as well. And speaking
we do
of
have
dungeons,
a map check. So we have the blue pendant up in Tower of Hera and just 2 crystals on Eastern and Desert.
not too bad. Generally, Eastern is a pretty good play as just checking out a few items there. So you can also take care of the Shasrala items as well, because there's 3 in there. Potentially 3 in Eastern Palace, so that's always a good first location to check, especially since you don't need any items to get into Eastern to start out with.
Plus, even if you don't have the lamp, that is one of the more simpler dark rooms to navigate, as it's literally just go down, over, across, and back.
Seems like the Stump Kid did not have any items.
I'm going to be interested to see when we get a Dark World map check if this is possibly a no medallion required seed.
Still on the table. That could still happen at this point.
Oh, we got the dig game going on here. Let's see how long we have to dig.
Sure, Red Rupee. It's always interesting to see like some of these locations like Catfish and Digging Game being checked like even this early. Generally, like you start Dark World access in north of Kakariko, but at least in this case, like areas to actually get to the Dark World as well.
So far, Escape has shown us absolutely nothing, and that is where Demon is heading right now.
And since ALTTP does have a key, that means that the chest in the dark room part of Escape does actually have an item. Did Demon end up picking that up? Did he actually make it to the very end of that? Or...
I don't believe so. I think he gave up before he even found the key rat.
It is actually not too bad to do the dark room escape on the front side because you don't have to worry about that key rat, and it's they're pretty linear rooms you have to work your way through.
I'm really hoping Alan goes into, yep, it looks like he's going to check Skullwoods, maybe Thieves Town, and Dark World Kakariko.
Not a bad play, definitely. He can actually full clear point.
I don't know, going into Thieves Town with nothing but a fighter sword is kind of scary, though he does have the red mail, so he won't take nearly as much damage.
And he also has the hammer, too, so he can get rid of some of those horsehead enemies pretty quickly, which Thieves Town is filled with those.
I'm excited to see what all the Dark World dungeons are.
I've not seen a map check from Dark World yet, but...
Nope. I don't think Demon's done a Light World map check. Oh, there we go. So we have Turtle Rock and Pod are pendants, with Turtle Rock being the green one, and Thieves Town and Swamp being Crystals 5 and 6.
I always like seeing Turtle Rock as a pendant, but since version 26, when items are definitely more likely to be in dungeons, that can also be a mixed blessing, because that means you could potentially have to dip into TR just for an item and then just to get out.
See, this now that we know all of the crystals, this begets the question, what can we have on the pedestal? Like, the only thing I can really think of is hook shot. I can think of hook shot, maybe a medallion for Meyer, because that is always an option.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be extra trolly and be boots.
For sure, that fire rod is not going to be in that pedestal because you will need that to complete Turtle Rock, as well as the ice rod. But since that's a pendant, that ice rod is probably not even going to matter in the slightest bit.
Yes, it could be any of those that Space Cowboy just listed, or it could be, a fetch quest to go find one of them if you want to be extra evil.
That is very, very true. Oh, there is a rod. Was that fire or ice? I couldn't.
It looked like ice. Looked blue on the top.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Both runners taking a very similar route. Looks like Alan has a slight lead, though. Although he has checked, and was he the one who checked Catfish? I believe so.
Yes, he did. But that also means that he won't have to check it again. And Demon may have to go back over there at some point just to what's over there. So
Demon going into I didn't even know that was a shop. I've never been in that building.
yeah, in Randomizer, you never would go in that building unless, in this case, like you needed bombs, like there. Once you kind of buy bombs once, at least in my experience anyway, you don't really need to worry about your bomb count too much, because you'll find bombs in the overworld from enemy drops, and
I was talking with some people earlier about doing a Tower of Hera without any weapons other than bombs. Oh, we have the golden gloves. Like, it's almost vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to your thing really quick, as far Demon bombing that chest in there. Oh god.
Do we have a dark magician on our hands?
A dark magician in training. Anyway, as far as your Hera with just bombs, that's not really too bad, because the one room where you have to destroy enemies is that beetle room, and you can use pots to destroy them in one hit, and then you can just leave the room, come back in, and then just use pots again to destroy the last one. So, not really too bad, but it will waste a little bit of time.
We got Alan working his way through the hellway without boots or hookshot. I always find this room to be kind of a pain.
Oh yeah, it can be very, very punishing, especially if you get comboed by those red amoeboid-looking enemies.
So we are still looking for the bow as the next major piece of equipment that opens up a lot.
Only open up quite a bit. Depending on the experience of dark rooms with these two runners, lamp would also probably be a big factor as well. Because we haven't had a Death Mountain check yet.
They can't get to Dark Death Mountain. Or they actually can't get to Eastside Death Mountain.
That's true, that is true.
Like, they need either the mirror or the hookshot opens all of that up to them. As well as Tower of Hera.
I tend to like to get that created for really quick, though, but I get your point. I get your point, yeah.
And once again, though, if they aren't super comfortable with dark rooms, they don't have the lamp to rescue the old man.
Well, Old Man Cave dark room, I think, is probably the easiest dark room to learn as a starting lampless strat, but I can still understand how that can be very nerve-wracking for newer runners.
Especially if you're on stream like this, you don't want to feel foolish.
Boy. Skipping the last chest. Has he been keeping track of his items? I think so.
I think he has been. I think all that's missing is the map and compass.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Either that or he's taking the 50-50 gamble.
Hmm. Fine fight. Thankfully, he does have red mail, so he won't be taking a whole lot of damage, but he still only has 4 hearts.
And the nice thing, Fighter Sword Blind is almost exactly the same as any other sword. You lose a little bit of reach, but Blind takes the same amount of damage from anything you can hit her with. Or hit them with. I don't know.
I don't know what blind is either. I have no idea. She looked like a girl
that was very close.
But he did do it, and he is going to get the compass, and I believe that's Crystal 5, or one of the 5 or 6s, I believe.
Yep, halfway towards unlocking the double-chested fairy. Although, now there's 2 double-chested fairies. I think we need a new name. I would be very interested to see if that is where something progressive lies, because that means it's locked behind the hook shot.
It's true, yeah.
Now we'll see if Demon was also keeping track of his items and skips the big chest. Oh, it looks like he just did a check to make sure.
So there is the other item in that room to the left is actually the map, so they do not need to pick that up.
I thought this was 100% map completion.
Oh, no. I wouldn't think a map would be too bad. I mean, you can jot down notes of where things are in Randomizer. I think that could help Link out.
Exactly. See, the maps, everybody says they're useless. I don't know. They've got their uses.
Alan is going to be checking out the Peg Cave over here.
Interesting that he didn't pick up the frog. Because I don't know, maybe he doesn't realize that he can save and quit to bring the frog home?
Could be. He could be thinking to maybe, well,
it is kind of out of the way to go grab the frog, then flute all the way back, because he doesn't have the boots, so anytime that he's walking, he's not doing something else. And version 26 likes to put the items in the dungeons.
Case in point, Thieves Town.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Alan is going to be checking out the Mire area next.
We get to see one of the required medallions. Well, the for sure required medallion, because Turtle Rock is appended.
Alan will be covered with medallions for the rest of this run. Assuming there is nothing in Turtle Rock. Catch that.
Looks like Demon is doing Peg Cave as well. Oh, there's the mirror.
Ooh, mirror.
I have a strange feeling Alan is now wishing that he could undo his Peg Cave check, and since he has the mirror now, and just do it with that.
Yeah. Assuming that the big key is not Pegasus boot locked, Desert doesn't have a torch. He doesn't have a torch lighting item yet either. So,
We'll see what's in the checkerboard cave. Just a piece of heart, and it looks like Demon is returning the smith to his rightful home.
Fire was ether, so medallions, at least for crystal dungeons, are taken care of at this point. So, bet Alan is praying that he does not need to go into Turtle Rock, and if he does, that it's ether as well.
I'm gonna be honest. Part of me kind of hopes he has to dip into Turtle Rock. I am a fan of a trolley seed.
I am too. Like, a lot of people give a lot of hate to version 26, but honestly, I enjoy the trolliness of it. I love having to go all over. I think it makes races more interesting because it's not as tipped towards execution. Execution is still obviously very important, but anyone has a chance to do good in
And it looks
version
like
26.
It looks like we are boot locked in Desert Palace. I saw a big key up on that torch.
Yeah, I did too. So, desert cannot be completed. Even if it wasn't there, they still will need a torch lighting item as well. But still, they could find something in here. It is a dungeon after all. And speaking of dungeons, Demon is on his way to the Eastern Palace, first to check out Sashrala's back supply area, and then into the dungeon itself, probably.
Wait, is that how you pronounce his name? I thought it was Sarsaparilla.
Has a lot of names. He goes by a lot of names these days.
Ooh, the Master Sword and the... Wow, that was stacked.
Yeah, that's very, very good. If he gets bow in Eastern, that'll be a completion right there. Looks like he is going to be stepping away the arm. Selected his bottle for a moment, I guess.
Oh, he's gonna go fill up on some potions, I guess. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can never be too safe.
Mm-hmm. Be thinking of a potential Skull Woods completion at this point.
I was just thinking of the same thing. Since he now has the fire rod, the entire dungeon is open to him.
That's right. That's exactly right. Just a red rupee at Agon's place.
Oh, looks like Demon is doing the Dark Room Old Man rescue. Using his sword like a torch. The only place I ever get tripped up when rescuing the old man in the dark is getting to the old man. Once I have the old man, then I'm fine. I can get back, no problem.
I get that. I had trouble with, once I got the old man, trying to figure out where that pit was that's right in front of you. But just have to move up a little bit, move down, and then just kind of move over, and just... Once you do it a few times, you'll have it there.
He's got the boots.
Desert is, well, once he finds the mirror anyway, Demon can actually finish the Desert Palace once he gets access to it.
That does kind of limit the locations that the lamp could be, though. I think the only place it could be by this logic that they haven't checked is the first few chests in Eastern.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. And there's the other piece of footwear.
Oh, well, their feet are very covered now.
Almost wondering right now if you already explained that. I was going to say that couldn't the lamp be in Mire, but no, I think that...
No, the lamp could be in Mire. I didn't think of that. The lamp could be in Mire because you have the required medallion, the flute, and the gloves to get into Mire without having Darkroom access.
No, you don't. No, you can't because don't you need either the hook shot or the Pegasus boost to get through that first room?
Oh, yep. I didn't think of that. Okay.
It's not in Mire because you needed the lamp to get the old man to get the boots. So
I guess it depends on where the hook shot is.
Still a few locations for that as well.
But the entire, our runners have very different things open to them right now. Alan is going to do Hera right here, where he is now, and I'm assuming, presumably, over to East Death Mountain and probably Dark World Death Mountain as well, because he has everything to do that, except for the hook shot. Whereas Demon can, I think the best play for Demon with the gear he has now is either to follow Alan up to Hera because he just got his mirror, or head over to maybe over to Ice Palace because he has the fire rod.
He's going to go for this Desert Palace first, which he can do right now. He can complete this, so... Bad play.
I always think it's very interesting when you have sequence breaks like this. Oh, he has the boots. That's right, he got the boots before coming down here, so he can complete it.
And if there's a chest in the basement of Hera that needs to be checked, Alan can't exactly do that right now.
Looks like Alan is going with the vanilla strats to get to the big chest, which has the book in it. That's... Book opens up tablets? Well, not for Alan, because he doesn't have the Master Sword yet.
Opens up the pedestal check, though.
We're kind of running out of things that can be on the pedestal, though.
I know, but... have that hope. You still have that hope that there's something on there.
The only thing it can be is something really trolly. Actually, no, I can't think of anything that'd be on the pedestal now. Because they have the boots. We know where... Because it can't be the bow.
The bow can't be in there since they need to... The Darkness Palace is a pendant.
It can be a hook shot. It has exactly one option. No, yeah. It can be hook shot.
In fact, that's like the one thing it can be.
Well, at least the hype is still alive. It's not dead.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like Alan took...
forcing our runners to do silverless.
Looks like Alan took one fall to Moldorm using the hammer.
Also,
it's a lot easier to use the sword.
My bad.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they got sword. Silver's in the back of Blind's hut.
The gold sword, then.
A gold sword is really a luxury. Tempered is where the upgrades, like, you really want the tempered sword. If you get the gold sword, that is really just a luxury item.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like Alan is going to go check what is on the Ether Tablet, although he cannot acquire it at this moment.
Master Sword. Okay, just health.
Good old full heart.
Now he is probably going to check out East Death Mountain, and Demon is entering the Lamnolis fight to get his second crystal.
Fire Rod Landmolus is very quick. 2 shots with the Fire Rod, and they are dead. He almost got the cycle.
Although, so definitely good.
Oh, we have the better cane. Everybody says this is... They are very wrong. This is the best cane in the game. I don't care that it lags the thing.
With you on that. I think the Cane of Brian gets a lot of disrespect, unrightfully so. Yeah, it does create some lag, but if you don't have that cape and you're kind of running into some problems during the blind fight or the Mothula fight, it's a good thing to have, just as a little bit of assurance. So.
And as we've seen earlier by one of the other runners in the secondary tournament, you can use the cane to kill blind. The cane does damage.
Like, what's going to waste more time? A little bit of lag from the Cane of Brian, or dying to the boss and having to start the dungeon from the very beginning again? Or at least getting back to the boss.
Interesting. Alan's doing Dark World Death Mountain before Light World Death Mountain. I don't know if I agree with that play. It's certainly an interesting routing decision. Like, especially because he is still looking for the boots. There are a lot more item locations where the boots can be in the Light World Light World of Mountain.
I definitely also agree with what in chat is like. I also like using the portal on the top of Death Mountain as my Dark World access, because then you can kind of access the Super Bunny Cave from the backside and not have to worry about falling down holes and all those screen transitions. And then you're already up here for the Hookshot Cave too, which
Yep, he doesn't have the hookshot.
he does have the. Wait, no, he does not have the boots yet. He needs to go save that old man.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if I think Alan is a little bit more of an inexperienced runner and is not super comfortable with dark rooms.
That's understandable.
Like, that's just judging by what I've seen. Sports, I believe he already did Spiral Cave. There was nothing in there except for a heart.
Cave already, yes.
Ooh, we have the Spike Cave. See, this is what the Cane of Burna is for. Getting through the spikes.
This, though, is he's not going to have any magic coming out of this cave after saving quitting, so he will have to find some magic to get back and actually use his medallions and any other items that use magic.
We have the Quake Medallion and the Magical Cape and another sword upgrade.
Right. Red potion, too. Nice.
Like, from the looks of things, it looks like Demon is heading that way as well, and we'll get his Tempered Sword upgrade.
He's going to be able to check a few more extra locations because he does have the boots. He can check the first chest in Hookshot Cave. And did we see if was Hera cleaned out of chests of items or not?
I'm unsure. I didn't see how many items Alan got when he was in there. There might be something in the basement.
Yeah.
The Demon is going to lose some time here because he has to watch that heart piece fall from the sky, assuming he goes and checks it.
Is going over to Sasharala's house, and then he could make the play on early Eastern like we talked about earlier, so he could find the lamp in there.
And if there was something in the basement of Hera, he's going to see this fire rod and wonder if it's something important.
Oh, Alan already has his tempered sword.
That is an interesting strat Demon just used for the beetles. I don't think I've seen that before, where you charge up a Master Sword spin and get the two beetles to cluster together.
Or to try to get those beetles in the...
Mike, you're wondering how to get into running a Link to the Past randomizer. There is a Discord that has a bunch of information, and the link that Space Cowboy just put into chat will get you a randomized game. You do need to have the correct ROM in order to find it.
Together. Very helpful individuals on the Discord. There are a lot of very helpful people there. A lot of people who have made tutorials and guides and a lot of other things for Rando and Link to the Past in general. Very helpful community. Definitely recommend it if you're looking into running Rando or even just Link to the Past in general.
Like, the thing that I like the most about the randomizer is it's different every time you get to it. There's no two seeds that are exactly the same. You learn something every time. So far, we have nothing out of Eastern Palace from Alan.
Up the Moldorm fight. Got it. All right. The compass, then yeah, there is an item down in the basement, so Demon will be able to check that.
Oh, that's going to be a decent time sink for Alan if he has to go back and double check Hera.
That sequence break of well, first of all, just even going up the Death Mountain before Desert in the first place, and then getting the boots, and then ultimately, like, that Demon checked before Alan, Demon's going to have a much faster dungeons, and Alan may have to come back to some of these dungeons at a later date and time.
Looks like Demon is doing the easy strat to do everybody's favorite variety of room with tiles everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like there is one more chest that Alan can check in Desert, and if it doesn't have anything in it, this was a waste of a trip. But I would have been here a while ago to check it, so I think it was definitely a correct move, because he is definitely looking for a lot of things.
Definitely
and there is the lamp hiding in the basement of Hera.
That Alan is wishing he had that right now for a very obvious reason. He will be able to see what's over here, though.
Demon is going to go get his heart container falling from the sky.
And looks like the last item as at the Armos Knights, so unfortunately Alan is done with this place for right now.
Let's see if he makes the play back up to Hera to collect his lamp.
Going to
looks like here. Ice Palace. Or he hasn't done Zora yet. He might be going up there.
Zora yet. Yeah, that'd be my guess. Probably going to Zora. Yep, that's looking like that is the case.
Demon getting his East Death Mountain and Dark World Death Mountain checks out of the way, it looks like. As well as probably checking the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock, just in case it is required.
Yeah, Demon's routing here definitely position in this race at this current moment. He went to Sashrala pretty early, got the Fire Rod, was able to do the Dark Room on the top of Death Mountain as well, so that's like he was able to not do any double dipping in any of the dungeons, while Alan, unfortunately, will have to do double dipping in all 3 Light World dungeons at this current point, so...
Double dipping into dungeons is very unfortunate, but is something that is necessary.
Especially in version 26.
Mike, Go Mode is when the runner has all of the required items to defeat the remaining crystal dungeons and defeat Ganon. So right now, both of our runners are missing the Cane of Samaria and the bow. And Alan is also missing the boots and the hookshot. Oh, they're both missing the hookshot, yeah.
Yes. Once they have those items, they should be able to beat the game. They may need some other items to get to those items, but what it means is having everything you need to complete the game. You can go straight towards Ganon and not worry about anything else unless you want to get like safeties or find any other items of your choosing.
And some people just enjoy the exploration and figuring out where the items are.
The things I like doing is after I finish a seed, sometimes I load up the seed again just to find out like, where other items were that I missed out on and some locations I didn't check, so it can be a fun thing to do whenever you're finished with the run.
Like Alan is making the gamble up into Skullwoods. Well, it's not much. Like he can complete it with the fire rod. That's all you need is a fire rod and a sword, and you can finish this dungeon.
Mothula goes down pretty quickly to the Tempered Sword as well, so... And he has the Red Mail, so he won't be taking a lot of damage during that fight either, so this is honestly a pretty good time to actually take down Skullwoods.
As I say, Bobtastic, it's V26, not V27. We're not at V27 yet. Oh, I really hope the hookshot is in this chest in Hookshot Cave, because that is my favorite location for it.
Ah,
oh, darn.
No, unfortunately not.
We are going to get to see what the pendant requirement is. Our medallion is Ether as well, so they have access to both Turtle Rock and Mire.
Fortunately, they do not have the Canis of Maria, so they can't do anything in Turtle Rock at this current point. If they find the cane here very soon, the bow could be in there. The hookshot could be in there.
Yeah, hovering Turtle Rock is not a thing. I don't think I've seen anybody do it.
It's fine, but yeah. Actually going to be in Skullwoods now, so
I think this is the first time we have had both of our players in the same dungeon at the same time, which is strange for this far into the race.
They were in Thieves Town at the same time.
Yep, that is true. Okay, I'm misremembering.
Interesting though, because I believe Demon was in Desert when Alan was in Mire, or not Mire, Hera, and checking out Eastern when Demon was in Hera. So yeah, they've been doing a lot of different dungeons, kind of doing different exploration, and now they're once again in the same place.
I'd like to think that Demon has a pretty solid advantage at this point. Those boots are very, very important. They make just movement go so much smoother through everything.
And whenever he has to do dark rooms, he can take care of that easily with the lamp, so...
But this is Randomizer. There is definitely some plays that Alan could make to get back into this game.
Could turn the tide. I mean, he'll have to go back to those other locations, and like if he can't do dark rooms, he'll have to go back for that lamp. We saw him do the Eastern Palace dark room, but that is one of the rooms to do. But just doing Mire, even that thought still scares me. That is definitely one dark room I cannot do yet consistently.
Mire dark rooms are very difficult. I personally am currently working on the pod darkness. Ooh, it looks like Alan is very close to death on this moth fight. Oh, gets it with one heart.
Yeah, he was down to half heart against Blind too, wasn't he? So he's cutting these boss fights pretty close, but you need to destroy him. It doesn't matter how efficiently you do, as long as you get them down. That's all that matters.
A victory is a victory. Have we seen a pedestal check yet? I don't believe so. So hopefully one of them checks it and we can get some pedestal hype.
At this point, though, I mean...
It's just hookshot. That's all it can be.
Just hookshot.
Or there's always the troll fetch quest item. Nope. Increase of air storage for low, low price.
Same.
Although, now that I think about it, I think the secondary tournament has had more than enough pedestal hype seeds.
There's been more pedestal seeds in the secondary tournament than the main tournament, so... Some of those big boys, the pedestals...
Well, while I see people hyping up runners in chat, please take the chance to follow these runners. They're here putting their, well, tournament on the line. No, not yet. But, you know, putting on a good show for you guys. I'm sure they would appreciate a follow. Wait, is that the bunny for that is a mushroom? Oh, that's great.
Yes, I love that.
I just look up and Go ahead.
I was going to say that I love how the locked treasure chest, the purple chest sprite, is actually a bottle as the Dark World sprite.
There are so many like sprites in this randomizer that I haven't seen yet. I just use Dark Link because for all the bomb jumps, I know the lineups for normal Link, and it's the same.
There are a lot of sprites in Randomizer, and they're adding more as time goes on as well. So, prepare to see a lot of random video game characters. I think there's some other Zelda characters being worked on as well. Even just characters from like cartoon shows as well. So a lot of different options.
And while we were sitting here talking about sprites, looks like Alan has worked his way over to Pod, hoping there is a bow in there so he can complete it. Well, it is a pendant dungeon, so he's probably just checking for items.
This does have 5 chests, so there is a good possibility for something to be in here.
And he is immediately locked out of doing anything in Pod because the first chest was not a key.
Never mind. You know, there could be something like he can't finish it right now, but there could be something in Swamp Palace.
And it looks like that is exactly where Demon is heading.
Alan could be checking the kind of the northern Dark World chests at this point.
Yeah, he can check the Bumper Cave. He can do the Ledge. He can't do King's Tomb or the Bonk Rocks.
He still does not have that mirror. Oh, or not mirror, boots. I'm sorry. I am wondering though, like, yeah, will he for that lamp and when?
The boots were at the Old Man.
We're at the Old Man on Death Mountain, and the lamp was in the basement chest in Tower of Hera. So
this is an interesting play from Demon. I understand it because I would not want to dip into Ice Palace until I absolutely had to. But he cannot complete this dungeon. He can do the left side, but if there's no hook shot in this dungeon, he is gonna have to come back later.
yeah. At that point, it may end up being Ice Palace is the way to go. So
Ice Palace or hope there's a Kane and Meyer. Like, it depends on how much he wants to avoid Ice Palace.
but I've noticed a lot of items in Meyer in version 26.
Yeah, the last race I was a part of had 2 required items in Pendant Meyer.
Considering that you get the Ether Medallion pretty early and the flute pretty early, not really a bad call to check that place out.
Alan is taking the chest, returning the chest to Gary. And I'm assuming he's probably going to check the rest, the Bombos tablet while he's down there as well.
Yes, we still have not seen that as well.
What that does mean is he can't use the flute to get there. He has to walk. But he doesn't have the boots, so he'd be walking anyway.
Coming up empty on some of these items. Now I'm going to go to the left side of Swamp Palace. Before, unless he gets that big key, in that case 3, but
I really want to see one of these 2 items for Alan, give him the hook shot. Because that could get him back in this game. Because I don't think Demon's going to go back to do this for quite some time. Because he appears to be dungeon diving.
Dungeon diving is the way to go in V26 for sure.
But it doesn't always pay off. Sometimes there's some trolley item location in the overworld which just has the one thing you're looking for.
Okay, what is inside the Bombos tablet? We have
a fetch quest, of course.
Could be something.
But jokes aside, the the powder is a very useful safety to have, especially in the later Dark World dungeons. There are plenty of anti-fairies to powder to refill your health.
Yes, exactly.
And they also have the bug net to catch them in bottles. All of the safety they could ever want.
Red mail, so even more safety, so... I don't think we'll be seeing any deaths for a while.
Maybe some intentional deaths. Some death warps. But that's unlikely with a mirror.
Alan actually thinking... very big play if he's doing what I think he is.
He is, yep. He is going into the Ice Palace without a hook shot.
It is still completable without a hook shot.
Alan has been to Death Mountain. He just did not rescue the old man because he doesn't have the lamp. I don't know how comfortable he is with dark rooms.
To navigate the Eastern Palace dark rooms just fine. We do not know his experience with dark rooms.
So far is looking that Swamp was a bust for Demon, so he will have to come back here later.
And depending on his next move, and depending on how Alan gets lucky or unlucky here in Ice Palace, this could be a major change. Just a key in that first chest.
Looks like Demon is also going to check and find out that he is locked out of the Palace of Darkness.
Actually, getting that key right there, that is actually a good thing for Alan because he can get to all the chests without the hook shot, no problem.
I don't believe Pod is completable, Ponzo. He doesn't have a bow, and the first chest in Pod is an item. Oh, and he just missed the quick kill on the Stealthos Knights.
That is a very, very cool trick. I love doing that trick. It's just so fun to pull off. It can be a little awkward to time, but very, very swag.
Now we'll see how comfortable Alan is with his Ice Palace bomb jump. This was probably the first, big trick I learned when I was speedrunning this game.
Trick to learn, especially just considering you don't have to worry about dealing with the whole block moving and crystal switch changing. It's just a huge time saver if you want to complete Ice Palace fast.
Also, if I recall correctly, the dungeon is not completable if you don't have a hookshot unless you bomb jump. Oh, I think he's just like 1 pixel too high on each of these.
Yeah. You think he's gonna... Okay. I don't blame him at that point. Getting kind of low on hearts.
Getting kind of low on hearts. I think Demon was the one that went and got potions.
Oh.
And I definitely do not like using a potion just because I'm having difficulties bomb jumping. So I have a question for you. What is your preferred method to take care of the penguins in that room that Alan just went through?
I love using the 2-bomb and Pegasus Boots trick.
Yep, that is my preferred method as well, because you already have the bombs out because you just did the bomb jump. And I'm like, well, might as well make use of these.
I actually learned that trick very recently. It's very nice to pull off, and it looks cool for the viewers too. So,
well, we do have all 3 medallions now.
Yeah. And combos will actually be very beneficial in this dungeon because it will allow him to destroy the ice shell of Cold Stare without using any. Well, because with the normal magic meter. You need your full magic meter if you want to use the fire rod on Cold Stare. Just to get rid of that shell. With Bombos, you only use half your magic, and then you still have a few shots you can use your fire rod with if you choose to do so.
Meanwhile, we have Demon here checking out the stuff that he can get in Eastern. He will not find a bow here.
There's
the cane of Samaria. That is interesting. That opens up Turtle Rock. So do we have a bow in Turtle Rock?
Hookshot in Turtle Rock, too. Probably the best play at this point. Turtle Rock.
He can also complete Mire now, which is a crystal dungeon, so he has to do it anyway.
But he also, until he gets that boots, he can't do anything in Mire.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting he doesn't have the lamp yet.
Or boots for that first room, so... Okay, where is Demon off to next?
Looks like he is also going into Ice Palace.
That is a good move. That will give him his cane.
Oh, looks like first he's gonna go check the hobo.
Yeah, he hasn't checked hobo yet. That's right.
Looking at Alan, looks like he just realized that he is locked out unless he either has a hook shot or bomb jumps.
That is very unfortunate.
But it is good that he got the Cane of Samaria while he was here. So at least it wasn't a trip for nothing.
Yeah, he has something to work off of, basically.
Oh, he's going back in. Is he going to try to bomb jump again?
One key. So he can use that key on that one door that has the 4 directions and that giant spike ball. And he can get to those other...
Oh, okay, yep. Oh, it looks like Demon is not going into Ice Palace. He is going to make the swamp play. He will not find anything in there.
I thought he was the one that went in the swamp.
No, that was Alan, without the boots. Or what? Am I misremembering? I don't know. There's a lot to keep track of when you're doing this with 2 racers.
Yeah, yeah.
He already did... Demon was the one that did Catfish and Pyramid, was he not?
No, Alan was. I believe Alan did Catfish.
Okay, so he's doing the North Dark World.
Demon was the one that went in the swamp.
Alan trying to set up the Stalfos kill again, and oh. Nope, not that time either. You need to have the pot to throw at the second Stalfos to knock him far enough back into the bomb. Yeah, it looks like he is...
You do have to worry, though, that because Alan does not have lamp, and the lamp is in such a far-off location in Tower of Hera basement, the longer you wait to go back and check that location, the easier it is for you to forget about it, so...
Yeah, especially because he has... especially since he's killed Moldorm, so he'll look at his tracker and be like, oh, Moldorm's dead, I'm done with Tower of Hera.
That is a common pitfall that I feel like a lot of people, including myself, have fallen into.
Yeah, it usually happens to me with Thieves Town.
Yeah, I can definitely... I don't think that particular has happened in a case where it's like it wasn't anything anyway, but yeah, I do also forget about that location sometimes too when I don't have Hammer going in there.
But yeah, like I had it happen multiple times where I just forget to go back and I check everything else. I'm like, where could it be? And I'm like, oh no, we forgot the chest.
That moment of realization when that happens is just one of the worst feelings ever.
Looks like Demon is routing his northern Dark World as well here. He's going to go check the cape, or the bumper cave.
A lot of people don't know you don't need the hook shot to actually get the item that's in there. Common misconception that a lot of people have with that particular item.
That is a location that I will never forget again, as I wasted probably about 30 minutes in my last tournament race looking for the hook shot, which was on the top of Bumper Cave.
Oh, wow.
Looks like the Bonk Rocks have a level 2 shield.
For blind an hour ago.
Oh, we have the
Butter
Butter
Sword.
Sword.
Oh, that's going to make Cold Stare a lot faster.
But I think Alan once again has the realization. Oh, okay, yep. You go around this way. Yep, he's got enough keys.
Too, so he doesn't have to worry about doing that crystal switch puzzle.
Look, that powder is just evading being. That fairy just doesn't want to be powdered.
Ooh, I think he'll have just enough to use.
There are also some magic refills by the entrance to Cold Stare as well.
Yeah, there is. As a little over half, yeah, he should be good.
So far it looks like Northern Dark World had absolutely nothing for Demon.
Curious to see what Cold Stare is actually going to have, if he does have anything. And Butter Sword for sure.
Yeah, that was a very solid routing through ice. Oh, he is very good at these, killing the boss with one or a half a heart.
Oh, it's just a key. Oh, yeah, okay, he didn't have a key. That's right. Boss is completely cleared out. Alan, what you gonna do?
If I were Alan, I would make the gamble up to Turtle Rock right now.
Oh, half magic was the escape darkroom chest.
Well, that is... Yeah, there are so many safeties in this seed that I don't think we will have to worry too much about Ganon's Tower.
Bombos, that's right. So, Ice Palace had items that were just, in general, making Ice Palace a lot easier.
Looks like Alan is going into Mire. Without a lamp, this is... I don't know if this is going to go well for him.
Without boots and hookshot, he's not going to be able to get past that first
That just gonna keep coming back and biting him. He's gonna walk in.
You bomb jump that first pit?
I think it is just barely too wide to bomb jump. I recall reading that somewhere. Even if you could, I don't know if I'd want to.
See.
Yep, walk in, turn around, walk right back out. It'd be like, oh crap. Oh, it looks like Demon is going into these Dark World chests and will be finding... Oh, this is not looking good for Alan.
Oh, he's going back to Death Mountain. He's going back to Death Mountain. Okay.
He's going back up Death Mountain. Hopefully he checks Hera before he heads over to Turtle Rock.
He needs to do if he wants to gain some ground back on Demon. He has Ice Palace covered at this point, so if he gets his lamp, then goes over to Turtle Rock, that would be huge. That would be extremely huge for him right now.
Looks like Demon is going to go return the lunchbox as well, and probably check Bombos. Well, he is going right by Tower of Hera, so... Because, I guess this is the only way he can get back over there. Hopefully he ducks back in.
Survey says... Oh, okay,
Yes.
he's getting his lamp. Okay, that's good. It's very good. Good point, because, yeah, Old Man has also been skipped for a very long period of time as well, so... His boots.
Desert is
required
boots
for desert, yeah. Exactly. The key is on the torch, and the boots are the only way to get that.
Yep, in this seed you needed the fire rod to get the lamp, by the logic to get the boots. And from there it opens up a lot of things.
Yes.
Demon gets his magical powder falling from the sky, and immediately goes to turn it into the bat. Triggering the guards
as well.
Yep, yeah.
Guards, go protect the magic bat. There's the lamp. Okay.
Now we see where he goes from here. Does he immediately walk back down the mountain to rescue the old man?
He's jumping down.
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh,
but he's going to the.
He's going to Spike Cave. He doesn't
Spike Cave, yeah,
have
Spike.
very many hearts to do the Spike Cave.
Ooh. Can't either. So.
He's gonna use a potion. Okay. That's
close. It'll be close.
This will be very close though, Boots. I don't know if he's got enough.
I think he's just gonna barely miss out.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna barely die right there while lifting up the rock. Oh, that's very unfortunate.
I was gonna say, oh, he could spawn right up there at Death Mountain. Oh wait, doesn't have the old man yet.
Well, maybe he will flute up there and get the old man because he will be right there by where it spawns.
That's true, yeah. He could do that. Taking his first steps in the mire. He's with my heart like this.
Sitting there with his cursor on it, like, select it, go!
One, go, oh! No other way. He's right there, though. Can you just give me the item anyway?
Oh, this is heartbreaking. He keeps going so close to what he needs.
So close, but yet so far away.
Where's he going? He doesn't have the hook shot. He can't go this way.
Realization again. A demon getting ready to check the first chest in mire.
There's the hook shot. Oh.
Right when Alan needed it.
And he leaves a bomb on top of it for good measure. I approve of that.
Yeah. How the old man is still in his cave, even when you haven't rescued him yet. I find that kind of humorous. They should make it so, like, whenever you talk to him, when he's, and you talk to him in the cave, he says something like, "You haven't rescued me yet."
Yeah, why haven't you gone and got me?
Yeah. Okay, so find the bow in here, or
Demon still does not have the cane, so he cannot complete this dungeon.
right? Yeah, he doesn't have the cane yet. Alan's checking swamp. Oh.
I think Alan is sitting here trying to figure out what it is he's missed. Oh no, he has not been here yet.
Yeah. It was Demon that visited earlier.
This seed was not overly rough. It's just that one location opened up a lot of possibilities.
Yes, exactly. There's also a case where sequence breaking standpoint definitely helped out quite a bit.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see, like, once Alan realizes where the boots are, I don't think he will ever forget to rescue that old man ever again.
Thankfully, it's a very easy darkroom to learn too, so and it's all learning experience. That's one thing you can always take from these places.
And we have the mushroom in mire. There were, I believe it was a rupee and the mushroom in the mire. So the mushroom could be the bow.
The move Demon needs to make is obviously he needs to go over to Ice Palace and well, he's gonna take the mushroom first. That's fine.
Take the mushroom back. If he has any bottles that are empty, fill them up. That's right. That's right. The hook shot was somewhere. I knew that. Ah.
Demon is going back up to Death Mountain.
I thought Demon has completed everything up in... Oh, he hasn't done Hookshot Cave. That's where he's going.
Hookshot Cave, that is still needing to be checked.
And he is just one... He is one bow away from Go Mode. Or Bow Mode.
Last race I commentated was also decided by a bow mode item, so... Seems like in V26.
Oh, he does need the king. Let me rephrase that. We are in bow mode. Once we find the bow, we know where everything is.
Yeah, if we find the bow, we're in go mode. Not our runners yet, but we are. Because we'll know where everything is.
They'll get there eventually. And Alan quickly realizes that there is nothing else to get in Swamp and runs right out.
Oh.
It's interesting that Demon is opening up Turtle Rock. Oh, I guess he's opening it up first, and then he's going to go hope he finds the or the
Cane.
cane over here, hook shot.
Go to Ice Palace for that, unfortunately. We'll need 2 items. Boots and the bow. And Demon needs the cane and the bow.
Yeah, Alan is realizing that he forgot something, so he's checking the lumberjacks. There is nothing there. Like, he needs to go find that. I don't think there's anything else he can get.
At this point, like, bow's gotta be in Turtle Rock at this point. Unless...
The bow, it could still be in Swamp. We haven't full cleared Swamp.
Yes. Not full cleared Swamp yet either.
The cane was in Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, yes.
So Demon is going back. Oh, watching Alan go right back past it once again.
I think he's gonna try Spike Cave again.
No, I think he's heading over to Turtle Rock now because he can go. He can go in and complete that dungeon. It is a green pendant.
Could be a good play. You could get the bow there.
I mean, it is one of the 2 locations that could house the bow, but once he finds the bow, that will take him farther away from the boots.
Play. What if Sasha has the bow?
I believe Alan has a potion left if he wants to use it to open the dungeon.
Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe it was a red potion. Old man. He's going to the wit. Oh, he's getting a potion. Okay.
Yeah, Glowing TV. I think that Alan may be a relatively newer runner, and like, at the first time you start running these randomizers, you have to forget something before you remember to do it every other time.
With not even just newer runners, even experienced runners forget stuff sometimes too. Even if it's not necessarily forgetting, there could be just something that just be your mind, even for just a little while. And okay, he's going back to. Oh,
hey,
nope.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, we got this. We got this. Said, in the old man cave could have threw him off. It's like, oh, well, okay, this is done. When in reality, he was back here in this dark cave waiting the whole time.
Like, I know, like, it's one of those things, and now he's saying, like, oh, the boots were here this whole time, and I could have had them.
He's going back to Meyer, okay. So he is going to get the hook shot out of this. And so he won't have to leave.
And it's looking more and more like the bow is in Turtle Rock.
after he finds the hook shot here and after he completes Mire, he is probably going to go to Swamp and finish that up first. But after that, looking like the routes will start to abridge a little more. Demon still has to pop into Ice Palace, though, to get that cane, so he can even complete Mire and even get started in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I
but
think
I imagine that's gotta be his next step after this point. I imagine.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm guessing Alan's going to finish, going to do Mire, like complete it, all done, get it out of the way, and then he's going to mirror out because he hasn't finished Desert yet either. And then I'm guessing he's going to head over to the Swamp and do that, and then he'll be, yeah, he'll still have to head up to Turtle Rock. Oh.
Nah, hook shot now.
See, and this is the point in time in the race where you're sitting there, you start wondering where your opponent is. What have they found? Especially when you find something like the boots that are so accessible early, but you find them so late. How long ago did Demon find them?
Demon is going to the right here, so this could be the Ice Palace place, which is what he needs to do to progress here.
And as the chat's pointing out, it could be in the double-chested fairy room.
Could still be in there.
I would have been very tempted to go up and check the fairy while I was there already in the Dark World.
Yeah, that probably would have been my play as well.
But I can definitely understand wanting to go into the dungeons. And we know that this is the correct play.
Exactly.
Or at least this is a play that will get him somewhere.
This will put him on the right track to go back to Misery Mire, finish that out, and to start checking Turtle Rock as well.
We are still looking for that bow, though. I kind of want to see it at Trinex.
That would be evil, and I like every bit of that. I'm going to take it a step further, though. I'm going to hope it's going to be the Sashrala item. It is green pendant, after all, so...
Or if you could take it a step farther than that, even. It could be the green pendant could give you the shovel. Bite-size BK, they are actually bow-locked in Pod. Because the first chest was an item, so they can't do anything until they have a bow.
Mm.
Demon getting the first try swag kill on the knights. See how he does on his bomb jump.
Okay, here we go. Yep, got it.
First try.
Nice. With learning that strat, especially in Randomizer, if you use a bunch of different custom sprites, is the height of the of your character sprite changes a lot, so that can be kind of difficult in trying to learn the bomb jump with different types of characters, because some people use the height of the sprite and where the top of the sprite is compared to the wall in the background.
And Alan has found his hook shot. So he is one step closer.
Has his mushroom now too. Some people also use the shadow. Some people use the sword as an indicator. You can use to measure that bomb jump.
Yeah, personally, like I said, I still use the top of Link's hat because I haven't changed sprites yet.
It's the top of the sprite, and I was using the Toad sprite for a really long time. But then when they introduced Kirby into the custom sprite set, that was a huge change, and I'm still trying to get used to the change of that.
Well, of course, you have to use Kirby. Your name is Slim Kirby. They need a custom one, though, that is skinnier than the normal Kirby, though.
I'd agree. Yeah, I definitely got an earful from people in my first tourney match for using Toad instead of Kirby, but I just was not ready for the bomb jump yet.
I didn't even think about that where you wind up after you fall using the bomb jump tells you where you went wrong. But it does make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Sir, I believe that you can actually design your own custom sprites. Like, if you submit them through the forum and they add them in, then you can use them.
Single version update. I think even just like every now and then too, they even update just like the custom sprites that are on the website. Sure. But usually with every update, they introduce a whole bunch of new sprites as well.
Yep, they are both in bow mode. Although our tracker on Alan is still listing him not having the hookshot or the mushroom, he has found both of those items in Mire.
Yeah. Okay. Alan is taking on Vitreous using cape strats. Well, he doesn't have the bow, so yeah, this is probably the best way to take out Vitreous at this point.
We still definitely have a race on our hands here. Like, Alan is going to be able to finish Mire here, then head over, then mirror out to Desert Palace, and then head up to Turtle Rock and hopefully find a bow there. But
yeah.
It could definitely come down to East Side, West Side, Ganon's Tower.
Very true. This is because Alan could do Mire in one shot. That definitely caught up a lot of time. Do Swamp Palace still though, which Demon has already completed.
Got Demon acquiring his golden sword.
At this point, as far as we know, the correct play is after doing this is to... Well, it's hard to say, I guess, because I'd almost say that, well, it'd be cool to just go to next, find that bow if it's there, and then just go on and go mode the rest of the dungeons. But yeah, Alan still has to check out the rest of Chess and Swamp Palace, so that will probably happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, having already checked the left side of Swamp, the back side of Swamp isn't that far out of the way.
That is true, yeah.
Plus, there is actually the chance that Alan gambles the double-chested fairy and the bow is there. And if Demon goes and takes the Turtle Rock play...
Many things can still happen here, which is... This makes this a race. Still very much a race. Definitely not one-sided in the least bit.
Plus, even with all of these safeties, Ganon does like to give hugs.
That Pig King is a hugger for sure.
I know if I were in Alan's shoes, I would definitely be feeling like I was behind. And so I would make some kind of crazy play, like going straight into the tile room in Ganon's Tower, and hope it's there.
Looks like Demon is going to be going for a double-chested fairy here, so...
If it is here, that gives him a very sizable advantage. But if it's not here and Alan doesn't check it, like, that's time saved for Alan that can get him to catch back up.
Gold sword for the Lamnos.
Personally, this is my favorite part of the race, right at the end, where you're just looking for one item, and like somebody has a slight lead, but they're not so far ahead that the other person can't catch back up.
The race is definitely not decided yet, by any means. Point where they've completed the same number of crystal dungeons, so...
Well, we'll see what is inside the fairy. Just some love. Very loving fairy. Into Turtle Rock he goes.
Bo is going to be in Turtle Rock or in Mimic Cave, which I guess is part of Turtle Rock. But yeah, that's kind of where our runners will have to go for this last item.
It always bothers me that they count Mimic Cave as a Light World location and not... Oh, that's right, he has to go finish Meyer first. It always bothers me that they count it as Light World location, not Turtle Rock, because you can't get in there unless you have Turtle Rock access.
Yeah, I know. It even has Dark World enemies in the cave. Like, it has the mimics, so it's like... It's a Light World location.
So both of them are completing their double dips into dungeons right now. Demon is going back into Mire, and Alan is heading back into Swamp.
TR, Sashrala, or Shovel. That's true, it could be the Shovel location still.
Luckily for Demon, he's done all the hard work in this dungeon. Yeah, Alan has already done the left side of Swamp.
As Demon did get the big key already from this place, Demon will more than likely be emerging out of Swamp Palace before Alan emerges from... will emerge from Mire a little before Alan will emerge from Swamp Palace, but it'll still be really, really close.
Yeah, it's going to be very close, the timing getting out of these dungeons. Part of it also depends on whether or not Alan goes back and checks the big chest, because I believe the big key was in the waterfall room.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did Demon even check that chest?
He did. He went back and did it right after he got the key, before he even went and killed Argus.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't anything useful.
Kinda figured. Kinda figured. Pretty full item track right here from both sides. Not many icons are left to be lit up on the bottom there.
Yeah, all we are missing is the shovel and, well, obviously the bow.
Yeah.
I kind of want one of them to go kill Aghanim, even though you don't need to, just so you have everything lit up.
First finishes, they'll indulge us and go beat Aghanim really quick.
Yeah, they don't have all 4 bottles, but the bottle icon is lit up, so they have at least one.
Okay. Chances are that's probably going to end up being Ganon's Tower anyway, so... pod.
Don't think I've ever seen the room that Alan is in right now. Huh. That's an interesting route.
Actually, yeah, he's going back to the big chest as opposed to waiting till he finishes and walking back in. Cool thing is, once you beat Swamp Palace, all the work you did inside the Swamp Palace will remain there until you leave the screen that the entrance is in. So, some people will opt to pretty much do the right side, or all the stuff except the left side when they're going through Swamp Palace, and then once they finish with the boss, they walk back in. Most of the water puzzles have already been solved for them, and they can just grab the other items.
It looks like Demon is making his way up to Turtle Rock, since I don't think there's anywhere else he can go.
I think they've covered all the rest of the overworld at this point. I don't think there are any other locations for them to check for that bow.
Oh, I guess Alan has not finished Spike Cave because he died on his way in there. I believe it was just rupees.
Yeah, Spike Cave had nothing vital for the completion of this seed.
Got that puff, hanging out at the bottom when you're on top of Argus, of course.
Okay, here we go. The first look at Turtle Rock.
First chest, shovel. Somebody called that earlier. I want to see it.
That's who now, actually. Oh! I hate those.
Oh, yeah, they electrocute you and knock you off of the thing. I have the strange feeling that Alan's going to go check the double-chested fairy. Maybe?
Came back, so... Yeah, I think he is checking it. No,
Yep.
After that.
I don't know if I would mirror out so fast if I saw the shuffle in the first check. Oh, Demon is taking the vanilla route to do the torches.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'll be able to get there fast enough before the first one goes out.
I think he's good.
Doing it that way. Oh, is that... I don't know. That seems a little risky.
It's, yeah, thank God for the hook shot and that latching on the torch trick. Does make that room a whole lot easier. I remember just hating that room when I was a kid.
Yeah, because if you miss it, you have to go all the way back around, and
And you lose all your magic, and then it's just it's really annoying.
And as a kid, I didn't realize when you mirrored back to the beginning, you reset all of the potions in the dungeon, all the pots. So that I didn't know you always had that full magic drop up at the beginning.
All those things we didn't learn until Randomizer or just normal Link to the Past speedrunning.
Ooh, these chain chomps are beating up on him hard.
Chain chomps do probably like the one enemy in the game that do like the most damage. Like I swear, they're vicious.
I like the use of the cape. Now let's see where Alan heads off to now. Yep, looks like he is also heading up into Turtle Rock.
Not too far behind at this point. Well,
no, maybe not.
Well, maybe not, no. Maybe
What has he not checked? Oh, he hasn't turned in the mushroom, or he's getting potions.
Or both.
Yeah. Yeah, why not both?
Definitely not a bad idea, because he does not have the double magic or half magic upgrade that Demon has, so blue potions will be really, really helpful right here.
Where was the half magic? I don't remember that.
It was in the escape dark room chest.
Ah, okay, yeah.
He's gonna, yep. About one thing, but now he will be on his way to Turtle Rock.
Can you just imagine if there's the shovel on the laser bridge, and Demon's like, oh, well, that's got to be it, and leaves, and the bow's on Trinex?
I mean, I'd hope not. Even if he counts his items perfectly and sees that, oh, okay, Trinex just has the compass, there is still that green pendant, so that'd be a good move.
That seems a lot more likely. He's gonna go check the Mimic Cave, because there's definitely no reason not to, because you're here.
A little tricky because he doesn't have the bow, but it can be done.
Oh, it looks like he's having trouble getting the mimics to line up correctly.
Yeah. For this, it's not really that bad, but yeah, without the bow.
I don't think he realizes the way to do this is to grab onto the ledge and pull them. I don't even know if they're... Oh, they aren't immune to bombs. I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, they are. 3 or 4 to actually get them down, though, so it is kind of a lengthy process, unfortunately, but yeah, bombs do work on them.
He has plenty of bombs to throw.
Only 30, so...
Where is Alan off to? Does he think he has all of the... Oh, he hasn't... He never finished Spike Cave.
Yeah. Mimic Cave.
Got the key inside of the chest. Yeah, you got the key inside of the chest, as per usual. Small key and big chest.
Ooh, okay, good. I would honestly just save and quit right here.
I would as well, but I think he looks like he's gonna walk back out. Oh nope, Death Ward.
Oh. Okay, well that works too. Fairy.
Wait. Oh. No, he knew he had that fairy.
Oh, okay.
This was his plan all along, but I'm not sure if it was a good plan.
I mean, just losing that potion and the fairy on top of that.
Especially, I don't think he has enough... I don't think he has another potion to open up TR with, so he doesn't have any magic.
And he's gonna go back to...
And on to the laser bridge.
Oh yeah, there is a oh, that does have a magic drop.
There's the shovel.
Ooh. Shield. You can take off that cane.
And the
and
bow.
There's the bow.
The bottom chest in the laser bridge room has the bow.
Chest. He is gonna leave immediately. Good call.
He is going to go right into Eastern Palace, and we have go mode for DemonRHK. And Alan just realized that he didn't have enough magic. Yeah. I think this is now Demon's race to lose.
Yes, at this point.
You and me both, Siryu. I wanted to see the Sahasrahla shovel into the bow. But, you know, having to go that far into Turtle Rock is punishment enough for these runners.
Yeah.
Feel free to go give them a follow. Like, they're putting on
Please
one
do.
heck of a show, working through this trolley seed, finding that bow in almost the last possible location.
So it's interesting that Digital Descendant says that, because yeah, it seems like with bow, for me anyway, it's always either the first item I find or the last item I find in these seeds.
Nate, the bow
It's like
was
no
on the
in
laser
between.
bridge.
This bow was on the laser bridge, the very last chest on the laser bridge. Full and mirror shield right before that, so. Filling up that Y inventory right there.
And we have a lot of bingo going on that bingo card going down there. We almost have a coverall. Oh, Math Girl is already calling tile room for the big chest, or for the big key in Ganon's tower. That is honestly the one thing I think that can get Alan back into this race. If that is where the big chest is, or the big key is, and Demon goes there last and he goes there first.
That, and also just Ganon execution, Ganon hugs, all that stuff happening in game still.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Farrell's match also had bow mode going on.
So, Demon has all 7 crystals now. He is going to be making his way to Ganon's tower. The tile room already. Those who haven't guessed yet, what chest number will we find that big key in?
Honestly, with the different routes everybody takes through Ganon's tower nowadays, it's better off to call out the chest location. Because I know multiple runners that go right side first, a bunch more that go left side first, and some few like myself that go a little mixed. I go the first 4 on left side, and then I go right side.
I like to go right. Well, right side when you get a small key in that first room. For me, I'm gonna try to. I like calling this. I like calling the room after Ice Armos. It's fairly lengthy into the left side.
See, I am actually a big fan of the very first chest that I check, which is the torch.
Yeah. Yeah, for the Ice Armos chest, it's like you're doing all of left side. You're thinking, "Oh no, please don't be in tile room. Please don't be in tile room," and then just
the feeling of relief.
Yeah, when you have that relief that, okay, good, it's not in tile room. I can just go up there after all these items. Then you also checked a lot of items too, so if you didn't have silvers or the best sword upgrade, you could potentially get them while you're going through all the left side stuff. So I generally like Ice Armos chests as a section.
Oh, then I definitely want it on the torch, Math Girl. I like the troll. I like to see it and know that I can't have it.
Yeah. Never happened to me, although there was a time when, I think it was in one of the weeklies a while back, where the big key was in right side, and Turtle Rock and Misery Mire were pendant dungeons, so no one had the cane yet. There was an item inside Ganon's tower that led to where the cane was, so you had to actually double dip Ganon's tower, a situation that does not happen very much.
Interesting choice by Alan. He has not gone and checked the vanilla big key location. He's going straight to Mimic Cave. Which, if he doesn't go back and get that key in there, I believe he can still get to the laser bridge without that key because of the one in the big chest. That'll save him some chunk of time. Well, he's not interesting. Definitely an interesting routing decision here.
And no big key on right side. Let's see if it's your location. Nope.
Nope. Just the most common item in the game. $20.
It's that easy to get in other situations.
Alan demonstrating that he does know how to get those mimics to come to him by pulling on the wall.
Even more time, actually, too. Can't wait for the day that all 4 chests in this room are small keys. Like I've gotten 3 small keys in that room before, but never all 4.
I actually had all 4 earlier today when I was doing a practice run.
Nice.
Oh no, where's Alan going? He's fluting somewhere.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Anything else, or
He never checked North Dark World. He never did the King's Tomb, the Bonk Rocks. He's thinking it's there.
Oh, that's very, very costly gamble when you leave a dungeon halfway through and you don't check what else is there.
I hate to say it, but like barring a catastrophe, I think that spells the end.
It does too. About to check the rando room. 4 chests in here. I think they call it the rando room because, like, why else would you go to this room if you weren't playing Randomizer?
Yeah, you never see this room in the vanilla game. I didn't even know it existed. Is it your chest is still live behind Ice Armors?
Oh my god! Yes, it could be. It could be tile room too. It could be what Math Girl's prediction as well. Tile room too. Poor Alan. Like, I definitely understand how he's feeling right now. I've definitely had seeds like this. I've had experiences like this where it's just you're just not finding the items you need, and you forget locations that you think you have checked, but then you end up not checking them. It can be really, really rough. A lot of props to him for continuing on and looking for this bow.
But yeah, I don't blame him at all for doing this. Like, he realized that he hasn't checked these, and you're only looking for one item. It could be literally anywhere you haven't checked.
Yeah.
It turns out this time, though, it's exactly where he was.
Here we go, Ice Armor's chest. Is it here or is it in tile room?
It's right side. He hasn't. Did he do the entirety of right side, or I didn't notice he did the whole thing. I was paying attention to Alan. Oh,
Yeah, he did right side room.
isn't that everybody's favorite room? Everybody likes sitting there and watching the tiles. I usually put up a Samaria block that'll absorb all of the tiles, so I don't have to move.
That's a good idea. A little annoying grabby hand also in this room as well that you have to look out for. Right there.
Well, it looks like Alan is back on the right track. This is not going to be one he's going to forget for quite some time. Yeah, what a seed indeed. This is the way it has to end, when everybody had to hunt all the way into the laser bridge room of a pendant turtle rock, the last place they could look to find the bow.
Yeah. Okay, Demon is going to be starting the climb to the top of Ganon's tower. He has 2 keys. He'll be fine for the rest of the dungeon. Won't need to pick up any more items. He can go straight to the end at this point.
Yeah, he has butter sword, he has silver arrows, he has 18 heart pieces, he has a red mail. I don't know how he can manage to lose this one.
For Ganon, I would be scared. Like,
that was such a neat way to do round 1 of the Swiss pairings in the main tournament. Which Ben, he's talking about Ajneb. I can't remember the numbers at the end of his name. The winner of the previous randomizer tournament. Oh, really? Your name was in Tile Rooms, Cowboy? My name was in East Death Mountain.
in the back of Sashrella's hut, right next to Christos Owen's chest, which scared me senseless, but thankfully I was not matched with him. I was matched with the previous person who was drawn before me.
Well, hopefully you get to face him later, when you're doing very well.
That was a terrific way to announce the pairings for that tournament.
And speaking of the tournament, we have almost have more randomizers than you can ever hope to watch. Make sure you are following Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, and 4 to watch the main tournament, and Randomizer Mania 1, 2, 3, and 4 to watch the secondary tournament. We pretty much have over 50 to 60 matches per week.
There's like alone for just the main tournament, there's 50 matches every single week, and there's loads and loads of secondary matches too. So there's randomizer all the time. The moderators for the tournament have been doing an amazing job setting all this up and also moderating all of this. I can't even imagine the amount of work they've put in just in the last week and a half this has been going on. So major props to them for all of the work that's been going on for this.
Well, DT, this race is going to the place of Bo on the Laser Room Bridge in Pendant Turtle Rock, which is where Alan is currently on his way to. Is the last place they checked.
In other words, pretty much version 26 in a nutshell. At least in my experience, anyway. Oh, no, this is going to be the first chest Alan's going to check, too, so
He just needs to get to it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Come on. Okay, we need to give Alan our energy so he can get to this chest. There we go. Okay. He has the bow. He is in go mode.
Go mode number 2.
And he immediately mirrors out, and I'm sure he's going to head straight to Eastern to finish up this seed. Ugh. I can honestly say I'm glad I am commentating this seed and not running it.
Again, like I said earlier, I love version 26. I love seeds like this. I just enjoyment out of searching all the dungeons. I know it's not the best time-wise, but I don't know. It's cool to find out where all these different items can be.
And Demon does validate his run, finds a piece of heart in the validation chest. I'm surprised he didn't bomb it with what he's been doing to everything else in this run.
Oh, right.
Personally, I usually hide the validation chest before I open it. I put a Samaria block on top of it. That was an awkward... Oh, we missed the first run, but that was a very awkward pattern.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, we got a double there.
Double? This is kind of an awkward one.
Agatu is definitely not being friendly.
Just a triple there, though, so that was really nice. Unlike the version they used for the last tournament, version 18, that since then they've actually re-added the blue balls that were in the Aghanim fights, which can be a little tricky. You won't see doubles and triples as much, more than likely, but it still happens from time to time.
They are still possible, and they are still really cool when they do happen.
For sure, definitely.
And yes, Demon has been pulling a Dark Magician for most of this race, but he forgot to do it on the one that mattered.
So Demon is in the Ganon fight. He has Gold Sword, he has Silver Arrows. This should be relatively textbook here.
I don't think you need to be slashing anymore. I think he's dead. Dark Magician it's a meme from the last tournament. The player Dark Magician, who's an administrator in this tournament, bombed everything. Pretty much any NPC in the game that you could put a bomb in.
Into that race, like there were like at least like 15 like NPCs that he had bombed or something like that.
And now Alan is going to make his climb up to Ganon's tower. We'll see if he goes straight for the tile room.
So there's one chest in tile room. This is the part of the race where everyone inputs their numbers of 1 for the tile room. So.
Ooh, Demon almost took a fall there.
Yeah. Demon has had some very nice avoids in this battle, and he finishes the race.
GG to DemonRHK.
Has finished in first place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds. Good game. Everyone say good game in chat. He did a great job in navigating this.
And
seat.
all your base are belong to us.
Favorite is still when the text appears and it's just "I'm sorry," and that's just been like version 26 in a nutshell.
Looks like we are going to pull DemonRHK in here for a post race interview.
All right, sounds good. He's in the waiting room.
Hello, Demon.
Yeah,
What did
hello.
you think of that seed?
That, in the words of my friend, that seed can fly a kite. It can fly a giant hecking kite.
Appreciate you keeping the comment PG. Your opponent, Alan, is currently just entering Ganon's tower.
Oh, I was worried after I was going into swamp, and then I open up and I realize I don't have the hook shot. Let's take the gamble anyway. So like 3 or 4 double visits I did not intend on at all.
You both had like just a lot of double visits. Like the big thing that put you ahead in this race was finding those boots outside of the sequence. Alan forgot to go rescue the old man until I'd say an hour in at least.
Oh wow.
Yeah. On the flip side, Alan also had the advantage of going to Ice Palace relatively early, so he did have the Cane of Samaria, and he was able to finish Meyer in one fell swoop. So he did catch up a little bit at that point, and it was looking to be like you were both going to be in Turtle Rock at around the same time, but unfortunately, due to an oversight, Alan did not have enough magic to actually open Turtle Rock, forcing him to go back down and get a potion to actually open the dungeon, and that kind of put him behind. And then in the middle of Turtle Rock, he mirrored out to check some other, we can only assume that he just thought of and was like, oh no, it's probably there. Just to be disappointed, to end up going back up to Turtle Rock once again, and then finding the bow in the last chest in the Eye Bridge.
I'm gonna admit, when I opened that 3rd chest and saw the shovel, I was internally screaming. I'm like, please tell me it's not in the dirt.
Oh, go ahead.
Everybody in chat was hoping Trinex didn't have. There was nothing actually in Turtle Rock. You had to go turn in the green pendant to get the shovel to go get the bow.
I wouldn't have put it past the seed. The only real mercies it showed me was going to Meyer's shed early and finding the mirror so I could do desert.
Mm-hmm.
And actually managing to find the boots off the old man and not having to worry about being boot blocked on top of, bow blocked. And pod actually being bow blocked so I didn't waste time in there.
Yeah. Another thing that also helped you quite a bit in the early stages was that you actually visited Sashrala pretty early, unlike your opponent, and your opponent actually went to Death Mountain before going to Sashrala, so not only did he not do the old man, but he also didn't grab the... because he didn't have the fire rod, he couldn't get the lantern that was in the very end of Tower Hera in the basement, so... he not only did he have to double dip desert because he didn't have a torch item, but he also had to double dip because he needed to get the lamp.
There was a lot of double dipping going on by both of you.
Different scenarios too.
No, I went with it. I take a kind of strange route, and I go down and check the dam early just in case. And like none of my early routing was paying off except for the low tree pull actually being red rupees and just making me absolutely filthy rich.
Rupees almost immediately, it seemed like.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen anybody do the straight down to the dam strategy at the start.
Yeah, but it was an interesting seed, and I felt like, hey, okay, I've got 1 or 2 good options here. I'll go do thieves. I've got fire rod that'll open up. I can go do this, and I just had this nagging feeling because I actually felt I put off the back of Shasa's hut a long time, and then I put off Eastern and Pod forever because I was looking for the bow.
Right.
Well, like I was saying earlier. When it comes to V26, it like it opens up really early, and you can go wherever you want, and it always condenses down to one item. In this case, it was the bow.
Kane was also eluding you for a really long time too.
Yeah, it was basically in the last place I had to check. After I wanted to put off at Ice Palace as long as possible because it's probably one of the dungeons I'm least comfortable with. And even though I managed to actually get the bomb jump, which I'm still, finally getting better at, it was just I wanted to put it off as long as possible. And of course, I knew Kane was going to be in there eventually once I put off everything else.
Nice job on that first try bomb jump, by the way.
No, thanks. Yeah, I was just worried that if I, was tilting bad enough where I was going to mess it up, I was going to have to try to go the long way and pray Kane was in there, otherwise I was done. Also, on top of all that, of course the big key was at the tile room.
As Alan just figured out literally as you said that.
That was definitely something a lot of people were actually focusing on, like, oh, this is the way that Alan could catch up. If big key's in the tile room and he checks that first, that could change everything. And it could have changed everything if it wasn't for the back and forth Turtle Rock stuff that they had to do.
Yeah.
Oh, 27 bonks.
Yeah, I'm not the best at keeping that. It's still pretty high for me, in my opinion.
I mean, that's fine.
Hey, that 0 death stat is definitely something to be proud of, though, because didn't you have to do a hammer Mothula?
No, actually, I had tempered and fire rod, and I don't think I had half magic at that point going on Mothula, but I had a really close call on blind though.
No, that's right. Yeah, like Alan kept giving us a heart attack whenever he was fighting a boss. He'd end the boss fight with either one health or half of a heart. On, I'd say, 4 different boss fights.
And I don't think he's had any deaths unless they were intentional in some form. So
yeah, I do also remember really early the only time. And my dark rooms are usually pretty good, but without a sword and just trying to hammer through and find that rat, I just gave it a good 2 minutes and then just gave up on it for about another 45 minutes. So I found half magic down there.
I don't blame you at all. That's a really tough thing to do with just the hammer. Is making his way up the tower now. He has the big key. He has enough keys to get through the rest of it. So it'll only be a matter of time till he finishes as well.
So is this your first match in your group stage, or have you completed a couple others already?
No, this is my first match.
Well, it's definitely a good start. 1-0 is a way to be.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I was worried, and Alan gave me a good run for my money here. He's not far behind at all, especially for that tragedy of having to go back down after trying to enter Turtle Rock.
Having to go back down, missing the boots for that long. I love the B strats in the gauntlet, by the way. That I get. Vitorp would approve.
Yeah, I don't think I kept my B. I think I ditched him when I made a really early potion run, and thankfully it lasted me the rest of the run because I was expecting to have to do an early Ice Palace with no half magic.
We've got people saying in chat that you're supposed to concede because Alan used bees in the gauntlet.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, I ferried Bob and I took him with me on an adventure. That was the whole point.
In the B-Torp group, though, so it's like, I mean, you kind of have to use the B in a negative way in some form. Alan is getting ready to take on Lomno 2 now.
Yeah, like you guys had almost all of the safeties very early. Was that a relief? Like just knowing you have the red mail and don't have to worry too much about taking damage?
Having the really early red mail was nice. I went in, got a blue really early, then ended up with red, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're just going to play safety the whole time. The only time I really felt was that run through Thieves Town, because I only had 7 total hearts, and I knew that was going to be a little bit of a stretch. And then after that, I ended up with Burna, which allowed me to do an early Spike Cave, and I just had the Cave and then safeties from there out. So it made it a lot more comfortable, gave me a lot more room for error, and to get probably more sloppy than I needed to be, but at least take it out without having to worry about this.
For the most part, though, your routing did seem pretty on point. It didn't seem like there were a lot of like moving around to different locations, like back and forth. And even if there were a few double backs for certain dungeons, for the most part, though, you were able to navigate the overworld pretty well, and you did cover your bases pretty well. I think you pretty much opened everything that's locations left behind, basically.
Yeah, I know for a fact pretty well. I cracked the entire overworld. I know eventually there at the end, after I finished up Mire, I took care of the last 2 spots I had, and then of course I went into Fat Fairy praying that the bow would be in there, and I just got a lot of love and a little bit of love from her.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah. Wasn't the bow, unfortunately.
Yeah, nobody wants to dip into Pendant Turtle Rock.
To be honest, I knew I was in trouble on Turtle Rock as soon as I looked and I saw both Mire and Turtle Rock were ether that you had super early. I knew there was going to be trouble.
The early medallion usually does start to spell disaster a little bit.
I am, however, surprised. You bombed just about everything else in the seed, but you didn't bomb the validation chest.
No, I have more respect for the validation chest than that, but if something else ends up doing that, I will bomb it in a heartbeat.
Alan is about to get to the Aga 2 fight. He should be finishing in not too long from now.
A little bit of trouble with the mini Helmosaurs there.
That room does give me a lot more trouble than I feel like it should. It's just getting that lined up, and the turtles, if they get down there too early, they can really kind of just mess you up quite a bit.
I have a habit of running into the bumpers.
Yeah, the bumpers as well. Oh. A double there.
Pretty smooth Aga 2 fight. As I curse him. Stupid commentators.
Okay, Aga 2 goes down. Only Ganon remains. And once again, with Silver's Red Mail, Butter Sword, this should be pretty textbook. Shouldn't take too long.
I'm also pretty sure he still has another potion if he needs it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's hope that the Ganon hugs are minimal in this case.
So we can put this... This is a seed. We can put it behind us, though.
He's on the phase 2.
Gonna put on his magical cape and slash away.
Yeah, I've been using the cape strats for this phase a lot more recently, and oh my gosh, it helps so much.
See, I've been trying to wean myself off of the cape strats and the safety strats for Ganon, because I'm just gonna get one of those seeds where I have to do Master Sword Silverless without a cape.
Oh,
I'm just like, I've just been jamming that in the practice.
Yeah, definitely not a bad idea to practice that for sure.
I have learned that it is pretty much impossible to do unless you get the torch glitch.
Oh yeah, it's through his magic right there. You have enough time to. Oh yeah, I think you got it. Okay. And the sword beams kind of messing with him a little bit there. Thankfully, he doesn't have to worry about the sword beams anymore.
Yeah, sword beams, I think in general, sword beams are more of a hindrance than a help in this game.
Or I think they can help if you're someone who's not confident in being super close to blind during that fight. Sometimes the sword beams can be nice as just a little safety maneuver. They do
So
much
two
less
silver
damage.
arrows. Just need one more and we are over and done with this race.
Oh, GG.
GG to Alan.
Definitely.
Once again, make sure you follow both of our runners here. They put on an amazing show working their way through this trolley of seeds.
And just to confirm, has finished in second place with an SRL time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 16 seconds. On in here for an interview here in a little bit. Very quickly, though, I would also like to give a big thank you to Space Cowboy 2011 for being the tracker for this match, and also to Emo Saru for being the restreamer for this match. Thanks to them, this ran pretty smoothly. We got this race started pretty much on time. We were actually wondering if it was going to be late for a few minutes, but nope. People stepped up, and we made this race a success. So thank you for everyone involved with this.
And thank you very much for being my co-commentator for this, Slim. This was definitely interesting, and I look forward to doing more commentary in the future.
Thank you to you as well. A lot of fun doing this commentary with you.
Well, hello, Alan.
Oh,
what did you think of that seed?
I don't know what to say, really. Like the last race I did, I pretty much trolled myself more than that seed trolled me. So I think the seed was okay. I just played like garbage.
This seed, I think you did a decent amount of trolling for yourself, but this seed was pretty trolly. Like, what was the... I can just imagine the look on your face when you found the lamp in the basement of Hera.
Yeah, I forgot about it for a minute, and of course I forgot about the old man, and I forgot about a bunch of stuff, and I went back for a lot of double dipping, backtrackings, you name it.
You actually didn't do as much double dipping as Demon did. Like,
Huh.
he went into Mire twice because he didn't have the cane. It was actually a very close race. If you would have found if you would have gone and gotten those boots as soon as you got the lamp, and if you wouldn't have gone out of Turtle Rock after doing Mimic Cave, it would have been a very close climbing Ganon's tower.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just me trolling myself. Like, wait, I didn't do Bump Cave. I didn't do King's Tomb. Like, it'd be quicker just to do those two things than to do all of Turtle Rock, because I really, in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, Green Pennant is Sahashala has to have the bow.
Well, if you thought Sahasral had the bow, you should have finished the dungeon.
I know, but I really thought it'd be quicker just to do those two things and find the bow there than to do that. I don't know. It's just my logic. I don't know.
Understandable. I mean, all runners go through that kind of thing whenever they're doing runs like this. Sometimes a location comes to mind, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, it could be there."
Yeah.
And do I just save myself the trouble of finishing this dungeon and go back and check that? So we definitely do not blame the call that you made. Aside from that, though, definitely one of your biggest moves in this was tackling ice as early as you did. Demon actually covered Ice Palace pretty much as the last thing he had to do at that point, but you kind of went in there a little bit early. You got that cane, so you were in good shape there. The biggest problem was definitely those boots. That old man definitely trolled you a little bit for sure.
Yeah, I could hear everybody pretty much yelling at me, "Save the old man! Save the old man!" It's like, oh crap.
And it's kind of funny when you think about it, because you actually did go inside the old man, like the point to get healed by him at some point. So you're almost wondering did that just like trick him into thinking that he already did it? But no, that old man is there even when you haven't rescued him yet. So
yeah, I knew that. You know,
mm-hmm.
it just never dawned on me. Pretty much.
Yeah, we were thinking that like you thought he'd already been rescued because he was there. Like, because I honestly didn't think that he was there unless you'd rescued him. Like, because I've never. Like, it's usually the first thing I do when I go up onto Death Mountain.
Yeah, it's just a static thing. I guess because I didn't have lamp, I'm not too comfortable with dark rooms. Like the Eastern dark room, I could do, but I'm pretty much a lamp guy right now. I really haven't practiced dark rooms.
That's definitely understandable, though.
Yeah,
they are far from the easiest thing to learn.
Yeah, like good game for sure. It was a very close race, regardless. I mean, you were about to enter Turtle Rock when Demon was working through Turtle Rock, so there could have been ground to catch up for sure. So it was definitely close. You guys had because you had the cane and Demon had the boots, but you like the reverse, like you guys didn't have those other items. So like different go mode items pretty much at that point. So
Yep. Oh well, at least I got 2 more matches that hopefully I can make up some ground there.
That is the nice thing about this not being a single elimination. There's always more randomizer to play.
Or even double.
And yeah, you have to take each match as almost like a learning experience too. There's stuff that you'll remember for the next match, so you can't always be too down on yourself for one little thing that honestly happens to everybody in Randomizer at some point.
Exactly.
Like everybody's done it at least once. That's how I've heard some people have a bunch of post-it notes stickied among their TV or their monitor saying, "Do this, do this, do this, do this."
Sure.
Maybe I should invest in some post notes.
Very
the first one
store you can go to.
Would the first one be on there? Be old man?
Yeah. Underline, capitalized, like 5 exclamation points.
Underlined it a few times as well.
Yep. Got it.
Like it was very telling that the skill level of the secondary tournament shows in the number of deaths between both players. There was 1 death. Like, I believe it was on you, and I think it was intentional. I'm not 100% on that.
Yes and no. I can't. Where was that? I can't remember now.
A spike cave, I believe.
Oh, the spike cave. Yeah. Well, yes and no's. I knew I had a fairy, but I accidentally stepped on the spike. Actually, so it
I
was
figured
kind of
that's what happened. I figured that's what happened.
I was like, oh, but it's okay. I've got a fairy.
Yeah, it's very rarely correct to go back out of the spike cave after you've gone into it. It's almost always faster to save and quit.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the point where it was like, okay, now I have to go to Turtle Rock, so it's like, it's right there. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a judgment call, I guess.
Yeah, you figure you're already in the dark world, just have to walk back up and then go across. I can see that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The things I wanted to say. Do you have anything else you want to say, or runners? Any last things you want to say before we wrap this up?
The only thing I gotta say is good game, Demon. Good luck with your next three. I think you got all three of them left.
Yep, good luck with your last two as well, and I'm going to, put this seed on a flash drive and then reformat it as many times as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck to both of you guys on your next races as well.
Alright.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the commentary, restream, all the above.
All of the people who have done the administration for both of these tournaments are putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, they really, really have, for sure.
Well, I think that's all we have here. I'm Levon Firestorm, and
I am Slim Kirby. I just activated a couple of links for you guys. You can take a look at the standings for both the main and the secondary tournament. You can also find the schedule for races coming up for both the main and secondary tournament. Are there any races coming up, actually?
I think the next race is in the morning.
Yes, there are no more matches tonight for the secondary tournament, and it looks like that's also the case for the main tournament too. So we are done for tonight, but like I said, definitely check out that schedule. A lot of randomizer coming up in the next several weeks. There'll be a lot of matches every single day, along with other content on Speed Gaming and Randomizer Mania channels. So definitely check all that out. You'll definitely be entertained for the long haul as long as this tournament's going on.
There will be more randomizer than you can possibly hope to watch.